Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining. Today's fly is very simple fly. It's called a Shearer Minnow. I'll go through the stuff we have in the vise at the minute. We have a Fario hook, a size 10, a wet hook. The bead we have in the front is a white brass 3.8. The body of the fly is going to be made up of two coloured chenilles, Centerfly black worm chenille and Centerfly white worm chenille. That's what it is made up of. Now the thread I'm going to tie with is nano silk, and it's in white in 12/0. So I'm going to start behind the bead, just tie on, put a few turns in, down the shank, and then just get a craft blade, snip that off. So I'm going down the shank towards the bend. I'll put a base down, come along again, just to tie it in. Now the tail for this one is going to be the black chenille. Now got a bit cut off here, and if you see the chenille, I think you'll be able to see there's one way you can expose the core fairly easy, and the other way it's more difficult. So you'll see when you try to pull the core out, pull it the easy way. So I've got the two strands of inside core. I'm going to tie that directly onto my shank. I'll take it down, tie it in, down towards the bend, tie it in, cinch it down tight. Can do with that nano silk. It's very easy to put pressure on. Now the tail itself wants to be about 2 lengths of the shank, so we'll take it there and then we'll cut it off. Now that's obviously cut off square, so the way we get round that, and it also seals it as well, is use either a cigarette lighter, or this is a candle lighter, any sort of flame will do. So next we want the first part of our body, which is a white chenille. So again, we've exposed the core, the 2 strands, and we're going to tie that in on top of the shank and go towards the tail. Tie that down, cinch it down tight so it's not going anywhere, and then we're going to rotate the chenille round the body and then tie it off over the top. So that's the first part of our body. We'll trim that off. Keep that bit for later. So the next bit is the middle bit, which is the black bit. Again, expose the core strand in the middle. So we'll tie those in. Cinch them down. And then rotate our chenille. This makes the centre bit. Couple of turns, tie that off. Tie it in tight. Set that off. And then for the final bit, which goes behind the bead, is the white again. So again, we get a bit with the core exposed. Then we'll tie that into there. And then we'll rotate this around. And we'll bite it in towards the bead. So, take our nano silk over the top and pull it down behind the bead, nice and tight. And then just snip that off. Just finish the head up at the front. Just bite it in. Now what I'm going to do with that bit is put a touch of super glue on the nano silk and get that in behind that bead. 3 or 4 turns in there. Then just snip that off. So there we go. We'll now do the head. We'll use a permanent marker, Sharpie, black one. I'm going to put a couple of eyes on this. A couple of dots, biggish dots. That's it. Let that dry. Doesn't take long to dry, but what we're going to do is cover that over with a bit of UV, just to protect the eyes. They don't want to cover it over with a UV, and then put varnish over the top. Those eyes stay on, no problem at all. So we'll cover that bead with UV, cover the eyes, and then hit it with a light, UV light. Cure it up. That's it. And then we'll finish off with a coat of varnish just to protect it a bit more. On there, and there you have the Shearer Minnow. Obviously you can fish this on a floating line, sinking line, straight line it, but it's particularly effective under an indicator. The contrast of the colours, it works in clear water, doesn't put the fish off because obviously it's not in your face, but also if you've got dirty water, the contrast of the black and white, fish can actually pick it out in dirty water as well. So get yourself some tied up, simple chenille minnow, pardon the pun, it'll put fish in the back of the net. So if you enjoyed that, hit like please, and check out my other videos and fishing videos as well please, and if possible subscribe. Thanks very much. Cheers now.